Good morning, friends. Rahul Sharma, Vedic practitioner from Chicago. Today I'm going to releasing my video number 54 on the Grihastha Ashram or starting a family. And this has been taken from section 4.78 of his Vangmay Bharatiya Sanskriti ke Adharbhut Tattva, the fundamentals of Indian culture by my Gurudev Pandit Shriram Sharma Acharya, Mata Bhakti Devi Sharma. Very interesting topic, lot of contents there. And let's first understand the purpose and the benefits of the Grihastha Ashram, starting and maintaining a happy family. The founders of Vedic culture, Indian culture, has divided our average life of 100 years into four groups with guidelines and activities to perform in each group. So all the Vedic practitioners, Hindus know about that. The first ashram is from the time you take birth until the age 25 years. We call it Brahmacharya ashram. That means you need to maintain your celibacy until age 25 to build the strength, physical strength, mental strength, emotional strength, get some aura, finish your education, develop all the skills so you can get into a good job, start some savings and money before you are ready for getting married. So that's the first ashram which we already must have passed. The second ashram which I'm going to be talking today is about the Grihastha ashram, which normally start from the age 25. You are into a well-settled job, you have some savings, probably some of you already have their apartment or homes, and that goes for next 25 years. So next 25 years from 25 is very important when you need to start a family, finding a right partner, be responsible, and then have children, give them the sanskars, and then they can become the next best citizen for your country and the world. Then the third ashram is the 50 to 75 years age. We call it a Vanaprastha ashram. That time we expect that by the time you have your two children done, you have sent to them college, they are getting married, and now you are free from your family responsibility, which was the primary duty of any Grihastha ashram. And at that time, you have the experience, you have the money, you have the time, so you reinvest that into the serving society, your local temples, your dharma, while staying in the family, but as a detached. You are not going to interfere in your children's life or their married life. You simply be there, and if they need your advice, advise them. Otherwise, you just simply focus on mentoring other people who are really looking for your help. Then the last ashram, assuming somebody has average 100 years of life, after 75 you just focus on understanding about the God, your Atma, Paramatma, and the self-realization within ourselves. So you are completely free from any such materialistic desire or any attachment with the family members, and you can be a liberated soul getting the moksha. So that's the purpose of this four ashrams. Now, since today our topic is the Grihastha Ashram, in short, I will call it GA for starting a family. They are very important aspect. Gurudev has specifically written multiple books on this topic, but I will be using the collection from his Vangmay. So this Grihastha Ashram out of the four is considered one of the most blessed ashram. Everybody must go through this ashram and they need to follow that. All our rishis, if you watch my old video, all our rishis, seers and guru has set up an example of being a Grihastha ashram and then did their work of spiritual scientists as a spiritual scientist or writing books. And my Gurudev also had done the same thing, written 3,400 plus books while staying in the family. So that's the first most blessed ashram. Then like every species, if you follow any birds or animals or human being, they all survive under the shelter of their mother. Okay, there's a God gift or God made system that every child will be around the mother. And similarly, all other ashram, like four ashram we talk about, they survive on the Grihastha ashram. If Grihastha ashram is maintained very well, all other ashram will be beautiful and the world will be in heaven. Grihastha ashram, as per Gurudev, is considered as a practical workshop. Practical workshop, a laboratory where you will work collaboratively and you will be creating right individuals for making a better society. Gurudev has defined Grihastha ashram as a tapovan. Tapovan is the place where people have very curiosity. Oh, I want to go to Himalaya, I want to do some tapasya, and I want to see the God. Gurudev has mentioned, no, your Grihastha ashram is your actual tapovan. Tapovan means the place of penance. What kind of tap or discipline you have to do? This is a living laboratory in our house where you will be start learning now about the disciplining yourself. Until age 25, you were doing whatever you really wanted. Okay, you have friend circles, you were playing around. But now, as a family member, you need to learn about disciplining yourself. Have patience with your wife, your children when you have children, and your parents if they're living with you. This also teaches you about the self-love service. Once you are married, it's not about me or my rights or this is what I do. No, this is all about selfless services to your spouse, to your parents, your in-laws, and to your children. Tolerance is something which you will eventually learn if you want to have peace in the house and you want to make that as a heaven. You need to be very tolerant of what's happening in the home. Just listen and observe. And then understanding. You have to understand the different person coming to your home now, a different personality who you have never worked with before. And then cooperation. And then finally, sacrifice your personal comfort for other family members. These are the real tap or the penance. If you can be successful, you have reached to the moksha already. Okay, you don't need to go to any other Himalaya or don't become sannyasi. These are the best place for you to learn about all those things. And you will reach your true destination of the life. Now, this is not easy. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a few months. And from the time you just finish your marriage and honeymoon, it may take years to make a successful in the Sapavan, to make the world's wealth and peace. It will take time, and that's the reason we are calling this as a Tapovan by Gurudev. Now, after living the life of brahmacharya for 25 years, when you were completely an individual, independent personality, you were following whatever your desire was there from the age 13, you then stop listening to your parents or teachers, and you are kind of a river without any boundaries, without any dam. Now, at the age of 25, when you are getting married, you are marrying to a complete different personality. The men are different, the women are different, they think differently, they are wired differently, the emotional needs are different, and that's where when you're getting together, you have to understand and learn about the characteristics, their physiology, the natural behavior, and to avoid conflict now going forward with a living in a different person, you must read this following books. I wish somebody would have recommended me when I was getting married. It took me a while to understand about my wife. So men are from Mars and women are from Venus. John Gray is going to really make you understand why the other spouse or other partner think differently than us. Don't try to change them because this is what their nature, this is how they are wired for. And then after that, another very good book is The Five Love Language by Gary Chapman. Both of this book will help you understand about your spouse better so you can have a better life rather than fighting after first few months of your honeymoon. You are now expecting something else. Now, Grihastha Ashram is one of the most pure, mandatory, useful ritual, okay, established by our rishis and Vedic culture or Hindu dharma or undertaking of the human life. The most pure and mandatory. Okay? Don't try to run away from here. Oh, I am not going to get ever married. I just want to have freedom of do whatever I want to do and to live with anyone I like today, and maybe I can dump them maybe after a few months or a few years. So this is one of the most purest way of tapasya. One can continue to progress on the path of self-development while living in the Grihastha ashram. I gave you example of all the rishis and my own guru. And also Gurudev has mentioned that staying in Grihastha ashram and having following all the discipline is equal to doing a yoga sadhana. Yoga is nothing but the addition. Whether you are adding yourself to your spouse or you're adding yourself to the God, that's known as the yoga sadhana. That means knowing and merging with God or superconscious. And please remember, Gurudev has explained in multiple books, the God is not outside you. God is within you, your own soul, what you don't see on an everyday basis. And once you are now trying to have a partnership with your wife or husband, that's the true yoga sadhana. So pay very close attention to the Grihastha ashram rules and guide rail and follow them. Grihastha ashram is also considered as a foundation to establish moral values for yourself, for your children, about the humanity, about the divinity, about the organized society and dedication to society or the nation. That's why this is known as the factory or the mine to produce many people. It provides the ample opportunity for physical, mental, and the spiritual growth. So 25 years to 40, 50 years age is very important for you to establish yourself, and it is the duty or dharma of every grihastha, which is a family man, to provide unconditional love and support to make your spouse, wife, mother, husband, daughter, sister, brothers, to make sure they all are healthy, they all follow the right pattern, they all are educated, they all are talented. And if you have to contribute for that, you have to do that. That's your responsibility or your dharma, to help everyone and to make them sanskari. Sanskari means this Vedic culture, what we our rishis have set up there, and there are multiple videos which I have already published, more than 52 videos, which will help them understand you and themselves what is the true Vedic philosophy and Vedic way of living to us. So that's your duty as a family man. As I mentioned, there's ashram is a gold mine where it has produced since last 5,000 years all the saints, seers, warriors, social reformers, leaders, politicians, and all the devotees. Everybody has emerged only from the Grihastha ashram. If there was no mother and father, none of them will be born. So we must also play our role in Grihastha ashram with utmost care and responsibility, so we can also produce one of those next leaders, scientists, engineers, doctors, saints, or seers, and you can be proud of them. Grihastha ashram is considered as a living heaven. There is no other coordinates where you will find a heaven as a location and you can go and be happy after your death. Heaven is right while you are alive within your own home, and it is your ownership to make that heaven within the earth, within your house, by sowing the seeds of the righteous thought and the righteous deed in all its members. It starts from you. And watch my old video number 27, which will tell you how you can perform those kind of daily activities to change your family member and yourself with the right habits. We can harvest all the materials good and mental peace and happiness like heaven. Whatever story you have heard or listened or read about the heaven, like there will be beautiful girls and women dancing, apsaras and food, and you don't have to work. Everything will be possible within your own grihastha ashram in 25 years of your lifetime, and this you have to work for towards that. Nothing comes free. That's one thing you need to learn. And the same family can also become the hell if you disown your own responsibility, if you're not willing to change, if you're not willing to follow the guidance set up by our Vedic culture, our scientists, spiritual scientists, and Gurudev. The same house can become a hell, and it will distract if you are going into bad habits of addictions, any other bad habits of adultery and disrespecting, insensitivity to your spouse, emotional need, and financial security. So if you're irresponsible, you will make the same uh, would be heaven as a hell. So it's purely up to you. No one else is going to come and do that. Some of the other words of wisdom from Gurudev before I will close it out, that when you're starting a family, it's very important that you are in a good health and you are well established in terms of your education, skill set, job, and you have some good saving. If not, Gurudev has clearly mentioned, do not even start a family, don't even think about having a children, because the weak family person without a money, without a health, with bad habits is going to produce weaker children with bad habits, and it will always have quarrel in the home. It will become in hell. So don't even start that. That's the reason why we have our culture has given 25 years in our life to fix ourselves with the brahmacharya, to increase our mental health, financial health, physical health. So we are ready for the house. So this is one of the very word of caution. If and find the girl which is of equal or slightly lesser educated, lesser beautiful than you, and financially lesser well off than the boy. Because otherwise, what happen in the future, there's definitely differences there, and the heaven can become the hell. So always be careful by selecting a right partner, so you can work together as a cooperating each other and working with each other. Of course, as everybody told about the moral responsibility, do not ever indulge in cheating, theft, corruption to provide for your family. Your law of karma, one of my video will tell you that it's going to come back to you, and you will never have a heaven in your house. You have a impact on your family members, your children, and everybody has to pay the price for it. If they have grown up or living the life with your corrupted money or not a moral way of doing the work. Okay, so do the on with virtue of honesty, hard work, and with mutual trust. The best thing which I really like about Gurudev, one of the quotation is, hey, we all want to teach our children some good habits, but we don't follow ourselves. If you really want to make your house and heaven and society one of the best society, do and follow those discipline and good habits before you want to teach to your children. That's the best example for the workshop or the tapovan. One thing which we have never been taught in schools and colleges, we need to learn now about the family resources and financial management and spend within your own budget. Zero-based budgeting is the key norm these days. So make sure you're not spending more than your income. You always have 10% teething money, 10% for rainy days money, and then you budget yourself. Right? That's very important discipline to require. And none of us has ever read, so we need to pay extra attention, take some mentorship, take some coaching from your parents who are well off, and then learn about it and then fix your boundaries. Gurudev also mentioned, and even in my previous video about all the rishis, the Sapta rishis, they plan to have only two children, irrespective of whether boys and girl. Even in my previous video of Ram Katha, Ram, Bharat, and all their brothers, they only had two children. So treat girl and boy equal as an equal blessing there. When the first child is born, avoid the extravagancy on their birthdays, celebrations, and a lot of expensive toys, and so that you don't have any money for the second child. So when the first child is born, definitely you need to be careful about the budgeting, so you can have equal kind of money when your second child is born. One should never forget the sacrifice of our parents. Now remember, today you are in Grihastha Ashram. Few years ago, your parents were in the Grihastha Ashram, so they also did the sacrifice and the same moral teaching what our Vedic culture has told. So never forget about what they have done to bring you to this level when you are having a successful life with a good job, education, and they get you married there. So now you have to help them and take care of your parent. That's the dharma, that's your duty. Don't just ignore them. You need to be taking care of their needs, their emotional needs, their financial needs, and whatever is needed, their health also. Always offer respect, servicing, and seeking advice from our parents is considered equal to worshipping the God itself. That's why in all our rituals of puja, we always have Matra, Pitra, Charan, Spash, Charan Kamal Spash. Okay, so they are the God. You're not going to find God outside your own family. So treat them well, take care of them. And either spouse must also support. Your wife and husband both need to support. For a well-balanced family, you need to have equal respect for the father and the mother. Okay, father is considered as an action, purusharth, and mother is considered as emotional, which take care of the family and bind them together with the mortar of the emotional need. And life can be fulfilled only with the combination of this brick and mortar together. Be open to say sorry, to close any arguments, and bring peace immediately in your home if any discussions going in the wrong direction. Either of the spouse must remain silent if other spouse is irritated or in anger. So there's no point in giving the reasoning, giving any arguments to prove you are right. In the family, no one is right, no one is wrong. Whatever the other person temperament is, if they are not in a happy mood and they don't like something what you just did or trigger something, just say sorry and keep quiet and do not reply on any of the next allegation on you. So this is true for both the husband and the wife. Suppressing your wife's opinion or desire is not winning in the family. As I mentioned, there's no one can win by having arguments. So be a good listener and allow enough time for her to vent out, even if she is saying incorrect things or having the false allegation on you. You still be patient. That's where tolerance come into the picture for this penance. It is wise to consider engagement of your wife for evening entertainment together rather than spending time with your friends or your personal hobbies like cricket, soccer, watching TV games or shows which your wife does not enjoy at all. After the day's work, now you came home only for a few hours, and if that time also you don't give and engage your wife and children, and you just sit with your friends in the bars or other place, that's not is recommended. Okay, so we need to be very careful about our wife expectations. She also needs a friend and partner to speak and express her tiredness, frustration from day's work, from the job, from the family work, and additional responsibility of children, home, in-laws, their homework. So give enough time for a patient listening. Of course, the book which I'm mentioning, The Five Love Language and Men Are From Mars, is going to also help. In a closing slides, in family, avoid thinking or demanding your rights as husband and wife. The golden rule is just to think of serving your family, keeping them happy, have activities like walking, running, yoga, playing board games together, which involve all the family members. And every night we need to know that how we perform that particular day. So have a self-evaluation every night about your attitude, your behavior, your tone towards your partner, and scale yourself. Did you act that day as a devta, that you only give without expecting anything? Did you work like a human? Did you act like an animal? Or did you correct and then correct yourself? And then in few months and few years, you will establish in heaven in your own house. So quick action item, read the recommended books as I mentioned, Men Are From Mars and Women From Venus and Five Love Language. Refresh your vows taken during your marriage ceremony on every anniversary. And don't think of your partner will change for you. Be the change in your family and show example of a responsible person who is not looking or demand for the rights, but you serve and give to another partner. Follow the golden tips given by Gurudev and make your home as in heaven. That's all for today. And always be following the Vedic practice and be a Vedic practitioner. Read 3400 books by Gurudev or continue to watch my videos by having a subscription to my channel. I will be keep producing one such video every single week until my life. Stay successful and happy and help others making this world in heaven. And don't forget to subscribe and expand your network by forwarding these messages to like-minded Hindu philosophical people or Vedic people so they can also learn and understand. With that, thank you everyone.